G'day everyone, and welcome to another YouTube lesson. So today what I'm going to show you and talk about are two different types of printmaking techniques that do relate to each other. The first one is a monoprint and the next one is a monotype. Now what I was doing is I was doing some reading, and your monoprint has an element of something that you can be reuse, whether it's a template or a collage or of some sort of surface. But your monotype, I believe, is very independent. It's a piece that really is only going to print once. Okay, can't get the yellow out. So what I'm going to do in this piece is, quite a long time ago I showed a student how to create a monotype print. And what I did was I've actually done it on a styrofoam lid. Now the reason I've done it on a styrofoam lid and I've done it so small is because my class put their work into a little concertina booklet. So that's why this piece is going to be quite small. Okay, so originally I had a newspaper laid out on the table, but once I started to think about my printing, I wanted to see more of the surface that I was working on. So I've got some white paper underneath, and then I've got some clear acetate to paint on, because then I can just take it easily over to the sink. Now, painting, I would normally start in the background and work my way forward. But with this particular type of printmaking, I'm going to work from the foreground, I believe, and work my way backwards. So it's a nice little basic little piece. So let's see how we go. If you're not sure, this is going to be a sun. Now what I've just noticed is I can see how thin that paint is. And I'm actually going to make it a bit thicker because I don't want it to dry while I'm painting everything else, but I'm really going to work quite quickly. Now this is going to be the bottom of my boot. Get rid of that. Now this is going to be my mast of my beautiful little boot. Oh, that's quite dark. I'm actually going to rub that off because I feel with the blue background, it'll you just won't see the part of the mast. Now, trying to work quickly so it doesn't dry, making sure I've got plenty of paint. Now, my sky. Let's try and put in a bit of a sky section. Now, I picked up a bit of yellow there, but I don't mind that. A little bit of reflection from the sun. Now I'm going horizontally because I'm trying to capture that essence of the large expanse of a sky, and I want to make that a bit thicker. Oh, lost my paint. Gotta make sure you're going to have enough paint to get through that. I'm going to leave some white bits. Okay, now let's say I start with my ocean. Oh, you know what would have been good? Some white paint. Do you know what I'm going to get? Some white paint. And then what would happen if I actually add, you know, like that greeny blue color of the sea, but I don't want it to be too green, but I do want to make it a little bit different from the sky. Now I am just going to get some white. That was me just going and getting some white paint. This is me trying to get the white paint out. Now I'm conscious of the time because I don't want it to dry. Now what happens if I just put a little, too much probably, swirl of white. And I'm an odd number, so I like odd numbers. Oh, and I didn't get paper. I've got to get paper now. Okay, this is me being organised. So let's say, hopefully that all works. I just grabbed a piece of 110 GSM white paper. I know I talk about surfaces. Now I can feel the paint underneath there, but I don't want to squish it together. But I want to get a print as well. Ah, okay. My first print, and that's a monotype of print. So that is definitely not going to be able to do again. I could take another print from it. You know what? I am going to take another print from it. Why? Because I can. And then what I could do is I could let that dry, and then that would give me 2 prints, and then I could actually work back over or add something into that second one. That's actually some really nice little watermarks. I wonder if I could actually cut those out and add some onto that. Okay, so that's our first one. Okay, again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a monotype print with the colours that are already out based on my first one. But I'm going to have a go at printing it on some bright green piece of paper. So again, I'm going to put it on a surface so that I can see what I am doing, and I've got it on clear plastic acetate, but you could use anything like a magazine page or a plastic lid or the tabletop if you want to. It's just easier for me to clean off this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to approximately, how big shall I do it? About so big. Now let's say I'm going to have, and that's my flower petal. I'm going to do another one. Oops, made them too big. Should have made it smaller so I can fit the whole flower on. You'll get the idea. Now again, I'm going to do 5 because I like to work with the odd numbers, and I need to make sure my paint is not drying out. So I'm going to add a bit of a swirl in, and each time I'm collecting yellow paint because it's really quite lost in amongst that red. And then I'm going to put yellow as a center. Big scoop of that. With a little bit of blue as that. And then I'm going to take some of this blue. Oh, it's too strong. It's too dark. I wanted it. Oh, that dark. Oh, that tone. I was thinking it's too dark, but that tone could actually work because of my lighter green paper. Conscious of the time and things not drying out. Don't think I mixed up enough green paint. Good learning lesson. Okay, and then I'm going to take my green paper that I've recycled. I printed it on the wrong side. And then I'm going to take a print. Now remember, the difference between the monoprint and the monotype is the monoprint you might be able to get varied print out there, but your monotype, oh, that's nice. Okay, I like both of them, but I like how this one is a little bit more depth and it's off the white paper. So that's good. Okay, I'll come up with another one. Okay, so here I am still looking at the Monotype printmaking technique. And what I've done is I've just got on the internet and I've Googled a picture of a flower on my iPad, and I'm going to put my iPad underneath this screen, which is the clear acetate. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to paint over the picture and do my print from that. And I've just grabbed a bit of old white paper that someone's put a wash on. And I think the white and the dark colours that I choose will actually sit nicely on there. So let's have a go at super quickly. Oh, I felt like I was doing the wrong thing. I felt like I was painting on my iPad. Okay, so if I was painting this piece, now this is not going to be my best print ever, so don't judge me too harshly on this. Oops. Oh, I just thought of another idea. I'll do that next. I'll draw into the paint. Now I'm putting lots of paint because I don't want it to dry. Now I'm trying to leave a tiny little line in there because sometimes that little suggested line will help people work out what you're doing. Conscious of how much paint I do or don't use. I actually quite like that just on its own. Okay, I'm going to get some black paper and do a print. Here I go, doing a print. Oh, isn't that cool? See these thicker edges? That's the thicker paint, and these little swishes helps with that. Awesome. I'll hang on to that one. Okay, back to painting the flowers again. Oops, something just moved. Lost them. And is that them? Found them. Okay, white paint, here we go. Don't touch anything, Colleen. Now this one, I'm actually going to add a little bit of that Frangipani colour in. It's a shame I can't remember where it is on the flower. It's underneath the paint. Doesn't matter. If in doubt, have a crack. Let's see what happens. Okay, Now we've got some of those pieces in the background. I'm going to put in 3 of those. Now I'm only going to do them really lightly because I just want them to sit in the background. Okay, should I paint a background for them? Actually, I think I'm going to quick before the paint dries. Now, last time I actually didn't mix up enough green. So make sure you mix up enough green. And again, I'm not going to have them touch to a point. More paint, more paint. Well, that's a nice little line in there. Working as quickly as I can. And you know what? I have actually run out of paint. So guess what? We get another green. But we can cope. I actually really want this to work. Let's scoop a bit more paint. Okay, ready? Are we going? Oh, brown. I was going to do brown, wasn't I? Oh, I really like that. Oh, it's quite nice. The browns on the background's probably a little bit too strong for the piece, but I reckon it would have come up. Oh, I'm just going to take another print. Why not? On my black. And again, if I wanted to work back into that once it's dry, I can do that. Look at how much fun we're having. I could see myself working into that. Okay. Now I've got another idea. Just give me a second, I'll come back to that one. Okay, here's another monoprint that I'm going to do. I'm just going to move some of these things out of the way because it could be becoming quite confusing. Now, I haven't actually washed these off the plastic yet, so that's why they're still on there. I'll take them over in a minute. So the next one I'm going to have a go at doing is the Monotype Printmaking again. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint an area black. But I can hear you saying, where is the print going to be? Hold with me. Okay, let's see. Now, if I draw back into this, I can make that line a bit thicker, so that's good because I thought it might be a bit too thin. If I remove some of that paint, some more will come off. Oh, there we go. Okay, now this is a bird. So I suppose what I'm doing is just pushing that ink away. I wonder if I got a corner and just lifted some of that off, because I just don't feel that it's different to the leaves that I'm trying to get. Okay. Okay, now what if I did a print on a white paper, and I just happen to have some white paper here? So there are different types of elements that can change the amount of pressure that you're applying and the type of ink and the type of colours. But your monotype printmaking, oh, that's 2 pieces of paper, can actually be quite spontaneous. Okay, I don't mind that, but you really can't see, it really doesn't stand out enough. So what do I need to do? I'm going to put more paint on. Because I'm really going to put more paint on. Okay, I think that's a lot more paint. And I'm going to go the other way, because to get rid of, maybe just smooth the colour in, the paint a little bit better, like if I was doing a lino print. But ultimately, I think the vertical will look better. Okay, tree, here we go. Keep some of those lines thick. Where's my paper towel? Coming off there. Oh, and isn't that's actually a little bit clearer, that whole leaf thing going on. Okay, now the bird was dodgy, so bear with me. Nice wing, don't ruin it. What does a bird look like? Tummy, head. Oh, that's not quite a nice shape. Take out some of that. I lost it. Bend out, paint it back in. And then I had, what do I have? Now I've chosen 5 because I like the odd numbers. Okay, let's see how that goes. More paint. Oh, better. You can see it more, but you can still see the areas that I probably didn't have enough paint. That's okay, it can still be clever. Okay, so there's 4 different types of print for this exercise, and I will have got something else in a minute. Oh, what I will do is I'll probably come back and draw over the top of some of these pieces so you can see if I add some embellishments to things. See how we go.